So I hope my screen is visible. Please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Thank you very much. There is a PPT that we are looking at now. Here we'll be looking at the first step towards the Python. Right. Yeah. Where are these? Yeah. So first step towards the Python. Let's see. What is the outline for today? Here, if you look at the outline, it is something like this. Right. So the outline for today is we will be looking at how to write the first Python code in the CMD, like command prompt. Right. Writing the first program on the notepad and executing in the command prompt, that we will be looking at. And then we'll be looking at the IDE, right? I hope you people know about the IDE. IDE is an integrated development environment. We'll be looking at what is an IDE and the importance of an IDE. Then we will look at one of the famous IDE in the part of Python programming language, that is a Jupyter Notebook, right? We'll be looking at what is a Jupyter Notebook, how to write the program in the Jupyter Notebook, and how to use the Jupyter Notebook. We will look at it. And we'll be looking at the basic simple hands-on, right, on the Jupyter Notebook, right? And apart from that, I will be showing you, suppose మీరు కనుక అనకుండా మీ సిస్టమ్స్ లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయలేకపోతుంటే, no need to worry. We are having other open source like IDE which is available, like that is a Google Collaboratory. I hope most of you know about the Google Collaboratory, right? We will be using the Google Collaboratory to write the Python programs, right? But to use that Google Collaboratory మనం యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి అనుకుంటే మనకి ఇంటర్నెట్ అనేది ఉండాలి. Suppose if you are having the proper internet and all, you can use the Google Collaboratory to write the programs and all. And then at the end, we'll be looking at the summary of these today's PPT, right? Now let's start with that. Yeah, will you please tell me how to write the first, how to write the Python program on the editor, normal notepad? Can we write the Python program by using the notepad on maybe the text editor? టెక్స్ట్ ఎడిటర్ లో మనం పైథాన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి సిఎండి కమాండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అందులో మనం ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయొచ్చా చేయకూడదా? కెన్ వి డూ దాట్, ఆర్ do we need to use any kind of VS Code or maybe the Jupyter? ఇవే కావాలా? వీటిలోనే ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయాలా, లేకపోతే నార్మల్ టెక్స్ట్ ఎడిటర్ లో కూడా మనం ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయొచ్చా? Yes, here Ganta Bhavyashri is telling that yes, we can do that, like saving the file by using the py .py format లో సేవ్ చేసుకొని మనం చేయొచ్చు అని చెప్తున్నారు. చేయవచ్చు, something is some number. Yeah, what about the remaining people? Can we write the program in the normal text editor and can we execute the program, or do we need to use only the IDEs like VS Code or Jupyter? Yes, obviously we can do that, right? We can write the program in the text editor, then we can execute in the CMD command line prompt, right? So what are the steps are required for this? Here, these are the steps which are required for this, that you can see. Yes, we can open any kind of text editor, right? We can write the Python script by opening any kind of text editor, right? And then we need to save that file in a form of .py format. py format lo మనం సేవ్ చేసుకోవాలి, so that we can say that it is a Python file. Before that, Python అనేది మన దాంట్లో ఇన్స్టాల్ అయి ఉండాలి, right? Then we need to open the command prompt, right? So here as it is a Anaconda, we will be using the Anaconda prompt, we will be using the Anaconda prompt, right? And we need to navigate to the respective file location. File మనం ఎక్కడైతే సేవ్ చేసామో ఆ respective location కి మనము we need to navigate to that place, and then we can execute the respective program by using the CMD by typing python file.py, right? సో ఇది ఇచ్చి మీరు రన్ చేశారనుకోండి, then it will be executed, right? Let's see quickly how to write the how to execute the program by writing the file, by writing the things in the normal text editor, right? Let me open it. So I hope you all are with me. I hope you are listening to me, right? So I request you to please create a one folder on the desktop, right? I have created a one folder on the desktop, like ocean apps అని చెప్పేసి నేను ఒక folder create చేసుకున్నాను ఇక్కడ, right? Then whatever you are going to open, please open in the respective place only, right? Create a file just create a file, texted file, right? Maybe these file as first, and the extension should be .py, right? Enter, and this is a file. Now open it with the notepad, right? So we are writing this here, we are writing the program here. So whenever we want to learn any kind of Python, any kind of programming language, the big program that we will be writing every time, that is, what is the big program that we will be writing every time? ఏ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాస్తామండి ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ప్రోగ్రామింగ్? yes please. What is a big program that we will be writing every time? hello world program, right? అంతే, ఆ hello world program రాసి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిపోతే that's it, we are the programmers, right? So print hello world, right? So we have written the program, right? Now we want to execute it. How to execute this? We need to go to the prompt, anaconda prompt, right? And after opening it, what we need to do? We need to navigate to the respective location. అది ఎక్కడ ఉందండి? డెస్క్టాప్ పైన ఉంది. సో కాబట్టి cd desktop, and ఇంకా ఎక్కడ ఉంది డెస్క్టాప్ పైన? cd, it is on that ocean apps AI something, right? OCE, ocean apps AI syllabus, right? Then from here we are having that .py file in the respective folder, in the respective location, that you can execute it. Python space first.py, and if you enter it, yes, you will be getting the output like this, right? Yes, we can execute the we can write the like Python code on the normal text editor also, and we can execute it by using the command prompt, right? This is a way that we need to execute the simple in this way that we can execute it, right? Then why we are not using this text editor, right? So as we can write the program in the text editor, but why we are not using it? ఎందుకు మనం యూజ్ చేయట్లేదు? Can we write the whole program in the text editor itself? Yes, we can write the whole program in the text editor itself, but why we are not using it?
ఐడిఈస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా సార్, అందుకని.
ఎందుకు వచ్చినాయి ఐడిఈస్? ఎందుకు మళ్ళీ ఐడిఈస్ మనం ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలి కదా? We are having the text editor there, right? Again, why do we need to install the IDEs? Again, it is a total space, right? Space consuming, right? Prati IDE ki. Again, why we are using it? దీన్ని మళ్ళీ separately install చేసుకోవాల్సిన పని లేదు. Whenever we are installing the operating system, we are getting the notepad. We can write the program in the notepad itself, but why we are not using the notepad to write the program? Why we are using the IDEs like Visual Studio Code, or maybe the Jupyter, or maybe some other IDE, right? So why we are using means, here it is difficult to debug the program in the normal notebook, normal notepad, normal text file, right? Getting extra output, what kind of extra output that we are getting, Sheikh Sahil, for code analysis and debugging? Yeah, if there is any error, we can debug from here also. Suppose if you are not giving this, right? ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ ఇది ఇవ్వలేదు అనుకోండి. Now if I execute it, right? If I run it, you will be getting an error. It is telling the syntax error. From here also you will be getting that there's something is missing here, right? That means you can come here again and you can rectify it and you can run the program and then will be getting the output. So debugging కూడా జరుగుతుంది కదా. Easy to import the packages. ఇక్కడ కూడా మనం ప్యాకేజెస్ ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. Auto correction. Okay. So whatever the things that you have put here, it is perfectly right. Like debugging చేయడానికి అవన్నీ చేయడానికి, but we can do the everything on the notepad also, but it is difficult to do the things in the notepad, right? Easy to build and the debug, right? So highlighting the syntax exactly, right? So that ante here we have written only the single line of code, right? Ikkada an error vaste that we can easily find out. But if you are writing the applications, if you are building the application, then you need to write the hundreds or maybe the thousands or lakhs of lines of code, right? At that time it is difficult to debug the program, right? అందులో ఏదైనా ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, then it is very difficult to debug the program. And again, right, here there is no color identification here, right? ఇక్కడ print అనేది ఒక keyword, ఇక్కడ hello world అనేది ఒక string, right? Here there is no any kind of color identification, right? And when we miss something here, if you suppose if I miss something, any brace, right? In the IDE, in any IDE like VS Code or something like that, it will be detecting the error then and there itself, and it is very easy to debug instead of comparing the program and looking at the things, getting or not. So and again, if you write the program like suppose here you can see the Python is a indented programming language, right? Python అనేది ఏంటంటే it is a indented programming language. అంటే ఏంటి సార్ indented programming language అంటే, suppose a is equal to 6 and b is equal to 7, right? If a is less than b, right? A is less than b, and to write this kind of statement we need to keep the colon here and enter. We need to give the tab, right? We need to give the tab space to say that whatever that we are writing here, it is a if block, right? So print inside if block, right? Otherwise, or maybe that we can keep the else. Again we need to print else block, right? That means we need to provide this kind of indentation, right? Let me run it and you can see what will be the output. Now we will be expecting, first it will be printing the hello world, then it will check the condition. If it is true, it will be getting inside the if block. If it is not true, it will be executing the else block, right? So if I run it, you can see hello world and it is inside the if block. Suppose if I miss any kind of indentation, suppose if I give only these spaces, something, right? So now if I run it, right, here you can see we got the output. Suppose if I don't give the indentation, suppose if I miss the indentation, something like this, it will throw the error. If I miss the indentation, it will throw the error that you can see. What is a indentation error that you can see? It is an indentation error. That means It is not understanding whether these if statement is belongs to the this print statement is belongs to the if block or not. So we need to provide the indentation properly. We need to provide the indentation properly, right? So to look at all the things here, the code is very simple, so we can easily look at the things and we can easily rewrite the program. But if you are writing the program in the normal notepad, it is very difficult to debug. Even indentation idanతా మనం చెక్ చేసుకుంటూ కూర్చోవాలి అనుకుంటే it is very tough. We need to give the manual indentation here, right? So that's why we need to get into the, we are using the integrated development environments, right? IDEs. I hope you are getting my point. Why we are using the integrated. So by using the integrated development environments, it is very easy for us to debug the program to we'll be getting the syntax highlighting the syntax, right? We will be getting everything, right, by the integrated development environments, right? I hope it is clear to everyone. I hope you are getting my point, right? So yeah, let's get into it now again. So now we understood how to write the program on the simple command line, that is by using the command prompt, how to write the program and like how to execute the program in the CMD, that we understood now. Right now, again, I request you to please don't take the control here. You are just disturbing the screen, please. So now I hope you understood what is the integrated development environment, right, and its importance also. Let's see. Just I am putting again the same points here. Right. So these are the importance of the integrated development environment that you can see. So it is a code editor. What is the integrated development environment? It is just a code editor, right? Most of you people think that we will be using those. It is used to write the only Python programming. No, these integrated development environments are used to write the different types of programming languages, not only for the Python or not only for the C++ or not only for the Java, right? We can write the different programming languages by using the integrated development environments. Right, what it will do, it will provide the syntax highlighting for the better readable and the error detection, right? And we can debug the program very easily, right? So maybe the basic uh, maybe the clerical mistakes or typo mistakes we can easily find out in the IDEs itself. And it is having the built-in terminal. Those are having the built-in terminal. So what does that mean? So when we write the program in the notepad, so we need to open the command prompt again and we need to execute the program, right? We need to give the Python and the Python file, right? We need to give the Python and file.py to execute the program. But if you use the integrated development environments, it is having the inbuilt terminal. So no need to open any other terminal or window, something like that. Inko window మనం ఓపెన్ చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు. డైరెక్ట్ గా ఆ ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ లోనే we can execute the program and we can show the output, right? We can execute the program and we can look at the output, right? I hope you are getting my point. And the auto completion is also available in the some of the integrated development environments, right? So nowadays we are having the AI, right? With the help of AI, if you are giving the prefix of some of the code, it will be completing the whole code, right? Auto completion is there in most of some of the IDs. In VS Code is also there is some auto completion is there, right? So if you give the some prefix, it will complete the auto completion with the help of AI and all, right? And it will suggest some of the functions also, right? I hope you have observed it. And yeah, there are some popular IDEs available that you can that we will be using here, like a Jupyter Notebook that we will be using, and the VS Code we are using. We are using these both in the internship, right? We will see that. I hope you understood what is the importance of the IDE. right? Now what we do, just explore the Jupyter notebook, right? What is a Jupyter notebook? And let's have a look at what are the features and where we can use the Jupyter notebook and all, right? Here, if you see these, uh, here, these are the features of the Jupyter notebook, right? So why I like the Jupyter notebook? Because of we can write the code, right, in the notebook, and we can get the output at the same place, right? We can write the code and we can get the output at the same place, and we can have the beautiful documentation with the help of the markdown cells, right? We can describe the output. We can write the beautiful notes. We can write the beautiful notes, right, by using the Jupyter notebook. I hope so. Most of you know about what I'm about. Uh, you know about what I'm saying. Maybe if you don't know, I will explain. I will show you. Right. మీకు ఒకవేళ తెలియకపోతే నేను చెప్తాను. నేను ఏం చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాను ఇక్కడ. But yes, we can code at the same place, and we will be getting the output at the same place, and we can write the beautiful documentation, and we can write the beautiful notes with the help of the markdown and all. Right. These are the features, and it is a web application, web-based application. Right. That means Jupyter Notebook, it will be opening in the like a web browser. Right. So maybe in Chrome అవ్వచ్చు, లేకపోతే Firefox అవ్వచ్చు, maybe Edge browser అవ్వచ్చు. Right. So it totally depends upon you if you are using, if you are opening it for the first time. Right. So if you give the permission for any one of the browser, it will open in the respective browser only at the next time whenever you are opening it. Right. So these are the features, and where we are using mostly the Jupyter notebook, yes, for the data analysis and the data visualization, right? So why we are using it here? We can do the storytelling with data. Storytelling with data. Actually, data analysis low, data visualization low, what we do the storytelling with the data. Until we will be taking the real world data set, right? Business data set or తీసుకుంటాము, and we do the data analysis, right? In the data analysis, we will see, we will understand the business trends, and we will be adding the story over there, right? Right, how the business is growing, and how the business, what is the trend in the business, and everything that we can explain over there. So we can write the story in the notebook itself beautifully, right? I hope you are getting my point. And for the machine learning and the deep learning also, we can use the like Jupyter notebook, right? So definitely, actually, before for the machine learning, before writing the machine learning like model building, we need to do the data analysis, right? So after doing the data analysis only, we will be building the machine learning model, right? So we can use the Jupyter notebook. And for the deep learning also, we can use, like for the when we do the image classification and all, we can, when we execute the code at the below itself, we will be getting the output easily. We can, like maybe అంటే నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే, at the time itself, instead of opening the terminal and all, executing and getting the output, అదే ప్లేస్ లో మనకి ఇన్పుట్ కోడ్ ఉంటుంది, దాని కిందే అవుట్పుట్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఈజీ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద థింగ్స్, రైట్? సో యాస్ అహ్మద్ ఈస్ సేయింగ్ దట్ ఫర్ మిషన్ లెర్నింగ్ బేసిక్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్, వైల్
తెలుగులో కొంచెం వీక్. మీ ఓడికి ఎందుకు తిరిగిపో ఉంటది కదా, జీవితంలో లేవడం అని చెప్తా ఉంటది. వీడికి 3 నెలల్లో లేస్తుంది సార్. అంటే అర్థమైంది. ఎన్న ముక్క అందరి బిల్లు ఎవరు దెంగే? ఏం మాట్లాడతాందిరా? బిల్లు ఎవరు కడతారని అంటుంది సార్. ఎవరు దెంగే? వీళ్ళందరి బిల్లు మా సారే దెంగే. మీరే కడతారని చెప్తున్నారు సార్. ఎమ్మెల్యే గారు ఫోన్ సార్. అవును సార్.
రైట్. Yeah, For the basic machine learning projects, yes, definitely we can use the Jupyter Notebook. As Ahmad Ali Sheikh told, yeah, we can do that. Right. Now what we do, let's have a look at how to use the Jupyter Notebook. Right. Let's see the things now. So now just open the Jupyter Notebook. How to open the Jupyter Notebook? You can search the Jupyter Notebook from here. Jupyter. Then you will be getting the Jupyter Notebook application from here. This is a one way. Or if you are not able to get the Jupyter Notebook from the search, what you can do, you can open the Jupyter Notebook first time from the Anaconda Navigator. Right. You can open the Anaconda Navigator. This is Anaconda Navigator, and you can open it. And from there, you can launch the Jupyter Notebook after installation. Right. These are the different ways that we can open the Jupyter Notebook. Right. Now, as I told you, this is the interface of the Jupyter Notebook that you can see when we open it for the first time. Right. It will be look like this. It is a web-based application. I have opened the Jupyter Notebook in the Edge browser. Edge browser lo nenu dinni open aithe chesanu nenu. Right. So first time ganaka meer open chestunaru anukondi, it will ask in which browser you want to open it. ఏ బ్రౌజర్ లో మీరు దీన్ని ఓపెన్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారు అని చెప్పేసి ఇట్ విల్ ఆస్క్. రైట్. Then what you can do, don't open any kind of application here itself, any kind of notebook here itself. Here also you can open the notebook by clicking on the notebook and all. Don't open it. Right. So how you need to open? I told you that to create a folder on the desktop. Right. ఈ ఇంటర్న్షిప్ గురించి మీరు ఒక ఫోల్డర్ ఒకటి క్రియేట్ చేసుకోండి. I will be sharing some of the notebooks to you. You will be keeping all the necessary files in the respective folder only. Ocean Apps Internship అని చెప్పేసి మీరు ఒక ఫోల్డర్ ఒకటి క్రియేట్ చేసుకోండి. I hope you are getting my point. Ocean Apps Internship అని చెప్పేసి మీరు ఒక ఫోల్డర్ ఒకటి డెస్క్టాప్ మీద క్రియేట్ చేసుకోండి and navigate to the respective desktop. You can see the desktop, navigate to the respective folder. అది ఎక్కడ ఉంది? డెస్క్టాప్ పైన ఉంది. And I am opening that respective folder, that is Ocean App AI. Right. Now from here, you can open the new notebook. Right. Just click on this new and you can see the notebook here. If your Jupyter Notebook is somewhat, maybe mine is a somewhat latest or something, right? You will be getting the same thing. మీరు ఇక్కడ new అని చెప్పేసి ఏదో ఉంటుంది, you can open it. Right. So open the new notebook. Right. And it will ask to select the kernel also. Here Python 3 IPY kernel. Anybody know what is a IPY? PY అంటే ఏంటో మనకు తెలుసు. What is I? PY అంటే ఏంటో తెలుసు, but what is I? I అంటే ఏంటి? I is nothing but it is an interactive. Right. I అంటే ఏంటండి? Interactive Python. So let me show you what is the interactive Python. Suppose if you open the Anaconda prompt, right? Here, if you write the Python, it is a plain Python, right? Here you can write 3 plus 6 something, you will be getting 3 into 8 something you will be getting, and print, and you can have welcome to Ocean Apps Internship. You will be getting the output, something like this, right? It is a plain Python and you can come out of it. Exit and come out of it. Now there is a one more Python, that is IPython. 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 IPython and it is interactive Python. Let's see the difference between the plain Python and the interactive Python. Let me enter. Yes, you will be getting the line numbers. Right here you can see 1. It is a line number, right? And if I say 3 plus 6, that you can see the color identification is there. Previously there is no color identification, right, between the operator and the number. Everything it is same, right? Here you will be getting the output. Here there is no something like this input output అనేది ఏం లేదు. And if I say print print, it is giving the suggestion also here, right? And you can see the color identification, right? Hello friends, right? You can see the color identification between the normal string and the keyword print, right? But here there is no some that kind of color identification here, right? Suppose if I enter, it will be coming, right? So that is what the interactive, right? Interactive Python, it will like it is a kind of like you will be getting the some more easily identify the code, what is a keyword and what is a what are the not keywords and everything that you can easily find out, right? I hope you got the point. So in a Jupyter notebook, yes, the like the Python that we are having, it is an interactive Python, right? And whenever you open the Jupyter notebook, the first step that you need to do is you need to change the title of the notebook. Meeru notebook title అయితే కన్ఫర్మ్ గా చేంజ్ చేయండి, right? These are the must and should things that you need to do, right? You just click on the untitled, right? There itself you can maybe change, or maybe you'll be getting a something like this and you can change the name of it, right? Maybe you can tell that practice first, maybe first Python, something మీకు నచ్చిన పేరు ఏదైతే పెట్టుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నారో you can keep that, right? And enter. You can see that practice first Python, and you can write the code here, right? This is the interface. Maybe ఎవరైతే కొత్తగా first time చూస్తున్నారో, I hope so most of you people know about the Jupyter, but just I am giving you ఎవరికైతే ఇంకా ఐడియా లేదు, that they can understand it, right? So this is a Jupyter notebook, and you can write the code here, right? Here in this cell you can write the code, right? That you can see ఈ సెల్లో మనం కోడ్ రాసుకోవచ్చు. print print hello, welcome to AI Internship. Now to run the code cell, right? I have written some code here. I want to run the code cell. ఈ కోడ్ ని నేను రన్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నా. There are different ways to run the code cell. ఒకటి ఏంటి అంటే రన్ కింద there is a play button, right? మీరు ఈ ప్లే బటన్ ని క్లిక్ చేశారనుకోండి, ఆ రెస్పెక్టివ్ సెల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయ్యి నాకు కిందే అవుట్పుట్ వస్తుంది, రైట్? నాకు కిందే అవుట్పుట్ అనేది వస్తుంది, రైట్? అండ్ ప్రింట్, మళ్ళీ నేను కోడ్ రాయాలి అనుకుంటే ఎస్ ఐ కెన్ రైట్ ది కోడ్, అండ్ హియర్ right? So I can write something like this, and if I want to execute it, there is another way to execute this. Instead of clicking on this play button, we are having a shortcut. The shortcut is shift enter, right? Our respective codes మనం execute చేయాలి అంటే ఏం చేయొచ్చు, shift enter press చేసాం అనుకోండి, the respective code cell will be executed and you will be getting the output here at the below, right? If the syntax is perfect, right? These are the different ways. One is you can click on the run button. The another one is you can use the shift enter, right? I hope it is clear till this point. Now maybe you can create the new cells, and you can maybe cut the cells also. Here you can see there are something like a plus button here. Suppose if I want to add more cells here, you can add it, right? Maybe here also you can add. There are some shortcuts given over here. with the shortcuts also you can add some of the cells. Maybe ఈ రెండిటి మధ్యలో నాకు సెల్ కావాలనుకోండి, here you can see if I want this cell above to it, I can click on this, right? There are some shortcut, just explore it, right? It is very easy. You can just explore it, then it will be clear. Then it will be clear if you are not aware of it. Now I want to put some point here, that is why we are calling this Jupyter as a Jupyter notebook, right? Yes, we can write the code here and we'll be getting the output here itself as it is a IDE, right? Now why we are calling it as a Jupyter notebook? దీన్ని Jupyter notebook అని చెప్పేసి ఎందుకు పిలుస్తున్నాం మనం? Why we are calling it? Okay, let me tell you. So why? Because when we were in the maybe in the 10th class or the intermediate, we used to write the notebooks, right? We used to write the notes, right? Right. So it is used to write the notes also. Exactly. Right. How are we going to write the notes? That we will see now. Right. So మనం నోట్స్ రాసేటప్పుడు ఎలా రాస్తాం చెప్పండి? We'll be keeping the heading, right? And we'll be adding some kind of bullet points, right? And we'll be highlighting with the different colors, and we can add some kind of image also, right? We'll be doing all this stuff, right? Similarly, ఇక్కడ ఇందులో కూడా ఏంటి అంటే, yes, we can do all this stuff, right? So for that we need to convert. For that we need to convert the code cell into the markdown cell. There is something like a markdown cell. There is something like a markdown cell apart from the code cell. By default, the cell that we are getting in the Jupyter notebook, it is a code cell by default. ఇక్కడ వచ్చే సెల్ ఏంటి అంటే కోడ్ సెల్, రైట్? అండ్ మార్క్ డౌన్ సెల్ ఎలా వస్తుంది అంటే, జస్ట్ క్లిక్ ది సెల్, ఎంటీ సెల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని క్లిక్ చేయండి, and below the help we are having a code here, right? Just click on it and you can see the markdown over here. Click on the markdown. Now you can see it will become as a markdown cell. దీన్ని ఏమంటారు? మార్క్డౌన్ సెల్ అంటారు. దీన్ని ఏమంటారండి? మార్క్డౌన్ సెల్, రైట్? వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ది కోడ్ సెల్ అండ్ ది మార్క్డౌన్ సెల్? కోడ్ సెల్ అయితే ఆ సెల్ కి పక్కన నాకు స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్ ఉంటుంది, దట్ యూ కెన్ సీ. సెల్ కి పక్కన నాకు స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్ ఉంటుంది, then it is a code cell, right? Markdown cell ఎప్పుడు అంటారు? If there is no square bracket side to it, then it is a markdown cell. Okay, markdown cell ఉంటే useful. What is the use of the markdown cell? Use ఏంటి? We can write the notes here, we can add the headings, we can add the notes, we can add the text, everything. How? With the help of hash space. Hash అనేది ఏంటి and it is a like a main heading. I hope you people know about the web development, right? Web development లో మనకి tags ఉంటాయి, heading tags, h1, h2, h3 అని చెప్పేసి. So this is a h1 tag in HTML లో దీన్ని ఏమంటారు? h1 tag అంటారు, రైట్? అంటే ఇది ఎలా సార్, దీన్ని ఎలా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయాలి? అగైన్ you just click on the shift enter, you can see it is a main heading. I hope you are getting my point. అంటే ఇది h1 ట్యాగ్ అన్నారు కదా, అంటే మనం ఇక్కడ వెబ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ లో యూజ్ చేసే ట్యాగ్స్ కూడా రాసుకోవచ్చా? ఎస్, యూ కెన్ యూజ్ ఇట్. మళ్ళీ దీన్ని ఏం చేయాలి? దీన్ని మనం మార్క్డౌన్ సెల్ లో కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలి, అండ్ దేర్ ఇస్ ఎ షార్ట్ కట్ టు కన్వర్ట్ ది కోడ్ సెల్ ఇంటూ ది మార్క్డౌన్ సెల్. కోడ్ సెల్ ని మార్క్డౌన్ సెల్ లో కన్వర్ట్ చేయడానికి షార్ట్ కట్ ఉంది. ఆ షార్ట్ కట్ ఏంటి అంటే, కోడ్ సెల్ ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోండి, నాట్ ఇన్సైడ్, ఇట్ షుడ్ బి అవుట్ సైడ్. బయట మీరు కోడ్ సెల్ ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోండి అండ్ యూ ప్రెస్ M. నౌ ఇట్ విల్ బికమ్ ఏ మార్క్డౌన్ సెల్. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఏం చేయొచ్చు? యూ కెన్ యాడ్ ది HTML ట్యాగ్ h1. రైట్. ఇక్కడ చూసారా, I have written the HTML tag, h1 tag రాశాను. Suppose if I run it, you can see both are same. Getting or not? Either you can use the hash or you can use the right. Whether we can use the headings, we can use the hash buttons, right? Now how to edit this? దీన్ని మళ్ళీ నేను ఒకవేళ ఎడిట్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి? నేను ఆ రెస్పెక్టివ్ సెల్ ని తీసుకొని దాని మీద డబుల్ క్లిక్ ఇవ్వండి. దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ బికమ్ ది ఎడిటింగ్ పొజిషన్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ write anything you want, right? Maybe if I want the other heading, you can use the double hash. మనకి ఎలాగైతే HTML లో h1 h2 h3 h4 h5 h6 వరకు ఉంటాయో, ఇక్కడ కూడా మనకి సింగిల్ hash will be the main heading, double hash is a subheading 1, triple hash is a subheading 2, right? All the things, right? Subheading 1, it is a h2 in HTML. ట్రిపుల్ హ్యాష్ యూజ్ చేశారనుకోండి, సబ్ హెడింగ్ 2, h3 HTML, 4 hash, subheading 3, h4 in HTML, and so on. Suppose if you run it, you can see the hierarchy of the things, right? Like that, you can use till h6. That means till 6 hashes. Now, suppose if I want to add a text here, maybe in between ఎక్కడైనా సరే నేను ఒక టెక్స్ట్ అనేది యాడ్ చేయాలనుకోండి. Yes, you can add the text. Maybe if I want to add the text about the Python programming, right? Maybe పైథాన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ గురించి ఏదైనా రాయాలనుకుంటున్నాను అనుకోండి. మేబీ యూ కెన్ గెట్ ది సంథింగ్. మేబీ ఇక్కడ ఏదైనా టెక్స్ట్ ఉందా? నాట్ హ్యావింగ్ మచ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ హియర్. సో నార్మల్ టెక్స్ట్, ఏదో ఒక టెక్స్ట్ ఎక్కడో చోట ఏదో ఒక టెక్స్ట్. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ ఎడిటర్. Yeah, here I'm having some text, right? So let me have these paragraphs and let's come to it. రైట్. ఇది నాకు ఎలా కావాలి అంటే ఒక హెడ్డింగ్ లా కావాలి, రైట్? అండ్ దెన్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ ఐ వాంట్ టు కీప్ దీస్ యాజ్ ఈ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఇదంతా నేను రిమూవ్ చేసేస్తాను. అండ్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో మళ్ళీ నాకు సబ్ పార్ట్ లో కావాలి, సో దట్ ఐ కెన్ హ్యావ్ again it will be my double hash. Now in between I want to keep something as a bold. దానికోసం నేను డబుల్ స్టార్ యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు బోల్డ్ కింద కన్వర్ట్ చేయడం కోసం, రైట్? ఇఫ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు హైలైట్ సంథింగ్ ఓవర్ హియర్, ఐ కెన్ హైలైట్ ఇట్ like this. If I want to make something as a Italian, I can use the single star for the Italian text and you run it. You can see here it is okay. Maybe you can have the things in the next, right? HTML ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చింది? Where it is these HTML actually ఇక్కడ లేదు, but let me delete and let me add one more file, one more, right? About the Python, right? So yes, we got something like this, right? Here you can see the Unix distribution which is in the form of italic, right? And Python అనేది ఏదైతే ఉందో అది మనకు హైలైట్ అయింది. ఈ విధంగా మనం ఏంటంటే నోట్స్ అనేది రాసుకోవచ్చు. And if you want to create a if you want to add any image in between, an image add just for yes, you can add the image also. Maybe Python image, maybe the copy image. Let's get the copy image, and maybe you can convert it, paste it over here simply, right? So you will be getting the image also over here, something like this, right? So that's why we call it as a Jupyter notebook, right? We call it as a Jupyter notebook. Notebook and ఎందుకు పిలుస్తాము అంటే we can write the headings, we can add the images if we want, we can do a lot of things. Just refer any kind of documentation of the Jupyter, so that you can do a lot of things, right? You can do a lot of things. You can use the HTML also, right? So with the HTML you can change the colors of the headings and all, right? Heading colors అన్ని మీరు చేంజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. And now onwards what we need to do is మనం ఏం చేయాలి అంటే whenever we are opening any kind of Jupyter, any kind of notebook, right? So the first step that we need to do, we need to add the heading, రైట్? అంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా మనం కోడ్ రాయకుండా ఆ నోట్బుక్ లో అసలు మనం ఏం చేయాలనుకుంటున్నామో దానికి సంబంధించిన హెడ్డింగ్ ఒకటి పెట్టాలి ఎవ్రీ టైం. ఐ హోప్ యు ఆర్ గెటింగ్ మై పాయింట్, వాట్ ఐఎమ్ సెయింగ్. నేను చెప్పేది మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నాను నేను. సో ఎప్పుడైతే మనం జూపిటర్ నోట్బుక్ ఓపెన్ చేసామో, ఎందుకు ఓపెన్ చేస్తున్నాం? టు డూ సంథింగ్, రైట్? మేబీ ఐ వాంట్ టు లెర్న్ అబౌట్ ద పైథాన్ కంట్రోల్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్, రైట్? సో అప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేయాలి? ఫస్ట్ ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు ఓపెన్ చేస్తారో యూ యాడ్ ది హెడ్డింగ్, రైట్? సో ఇన్ దిస్ నోట్బుక్ మనం చేసేది ఏంటి? పైథాన్ కంట్రోల్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ గురించి నేర్చుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నాం. PYTHON పైథాన్ control statements, right? Keep the heading so that when you open the notebook you can understand, okay, నేను ఇందులో కంట్రోల్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ నేను నేర్చుకుంటున్నాను. అండ్ you can give some basic information about the control statements. అసలు పైథాన్ కంట్రోల్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, right? Like this you can create your own notebook here itself, right? అసలు పైథాన్ కంట్రోల్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, వాట్ ఆర్ ద డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రోల్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ యు ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్, right? And then if you want to start about the if statement, maybe you can have some subheading about the if statement, and you can write the program about the if statement later, right? You write the some program about the if statement, right? And then at the next step you just you got some kind of output, right? So దాని గురించి మీరు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసుకో. This is a good way to it is a good practice when you are learning the things, right? And we will be using these kind of markdown and the coding in the data analysis mostly. Data analysis lo మనం ఎక్కువ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. Why? Because we will be explaining the visualizations. మనకి ఇందులో data analysis lo we'll be having the we'll be exploring the different types of graphs and the plots, right? We need to just explain what is the output that we got from the respective plot. I hope you are getting my point, right? So better you practice all these things. Suppose meeku already idea undi, meeku already koddo goppo telusu anukunte, it's totally fine. If you are not having idea about it, yes, you can use it now, right? Right. I hope you are getting my point. Am I clear as of now, friends?
Yes, sir.
Right. Great. Yes. Now, yeah. That's it for today. If you look at the summary, yeah, what we have seen for today's section, we have looked at what is a Python we executed via command line interface and as well as with the IDE we have seen, right? So we can know that IDE can be enhance the productivity. It can we can easily we can do the debugging and we can do the auto completion that we already discussed, right? Yes, we know how to use the Jupyter notebook, right? We will be looking at about the data analysis in the coming sections, and we have seen the uh, hands-on the basic how to use the Python, right? So the closing is yes, you can start coding and explore the Python possibilities. You start now, right? We will look at the things in the tomorrow section, right? So I hope it is clear to everyone as of now. So thanks for today. If you are having any queries or something, feel free to ask me. No, Python, PyCharm and Visual Studio, they are the different IDEs. PyCharm is also the IDE for the Python programming language, and Visual Studio Code is also the different, right? So both are IDEs only, but they are different. Rendu IDEs కానీ different అవి different IDEs. Right. I hope it is clear to everyone as of now. Right. I, so I hope you enjoyed the today's section. Right. Please explore the Jupyter notebook more. Right. So take a time and explore it. Right. Then only you can appreciate it. If you do by yourself, then only you can appreciate it. Right. Yeah. If you are having any queries, you can ask. Otherwise, we can leave the session. Ma'am, you can stop the recording.